All right, people, it's happening. It happened. King Gizzard has announced a new record. The last time we heard from King Gizzard was 2025. And that's only a year ago, but in King Gizzard years, that's a year is like 3 years because of what we were used to with the output of this band for a long time. We were getting 2 albums a year. We were getting 3 albums a year. We were getting 5 albums a year in 2017. That's how much the Gizz heads were eating at the time. And to be honest, it was getting kind of annoying. Some of the records like 2020 and on started to feel a little bit like we're just scraping the ground floor for stuff that got cut from other records and we're putting it out, not to shade KG and LW, but I'm looking at both of you. And then there was some genuinely great albums in there as well, like Butterfly 3000 and Flight B741 and Phantom Island, which came out last year. Also not a bad record. They're like symphonic experimental record. But now the boys are back with something that promises to be probably their weirdest and probably their biggest swing yet with this new one called Alien Metal. Apparently this is a techno record, like an electronica record, which they have dabbled with before in the past, but I don't think they've ever made a whole record like that. Butterfly 3000 was like their, it was supposed to be their electronic record. And then you get there and it's like, it's more psychedelic rock than anything. There's a lot of synth on it, but it's not electronica. And then I thought the Silver Chord was going to be that, but the Silver Chord was more like, I don't know, it felt a lot like dicking around while like trying to be Devo. It was okay. I didn't come back to it very much. Since they've taken the time, it feels like, and I read a press release today that said like this is the first time where they have like scrapped a lot of material, like had, been close to finishing the album, then started over again. Because this one feels like they took the time to make this perfect, I'm not expecting something that's going to feel half-assed or like it was dug up from, recording sessions from the Silver Chord or Butterfly 3000 or, back when it was, the pandemic days and we were just kind of doing whatever we wanted. I'm expecting this to probably be pretty focused and pretty good. I'm a huge King Gizzard fan. I own so many of their records on vinyl. I've seen them a couple times. And, I all I really wanted was a little bit of a break for a while. And, I think we've been vocal about that on the channel, and we've been chastised for it. But I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, hey, guys, take a little bit of time and give us your best stuff. But this is the time where I think we're getting that. They put out a new single and video. It's called a Level 5. I mean, this is going to be a reaction, but I'm going to be honest with you. I did peek at it today. I gave it a little peek. Now, I didn't listen to the whole thing. It was mostly just, I saw something on Instagram, and I watched, like probably 15 seconds of it before I was like, hold your horses. Just go home and do a full-on reaction. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to stop talking, and it's King Gizzard, Level 5. Let's watch the video, and let's do a react. So I Quit My Band, by the way. The music video budget has gone up for Gizz, dude. We're not in the plains of Australia anymore with like an iPhone 11. Straight up Sith Lord type of stuff here. Sith Lord / Eyes Wide Shut. Fucking in space. Okay. Fuck yeah. All right. Right off the bat, Firestarter, Breathe, Smack My Bitch Up. The boys have been listening to Prodigy. And I love Prodigy. I love the Prodigy, so this is cool. Looks like we have a cult ready to dissect a old, sick, dying alien. It has 3 breasts. Throwing a little bit of more like Alien and Prometheus type of shit in here too. Oh man. It's the Tesseract. Is that a synth coming out of the alien's chest? Plug it in. I think it's a microtonal synth. The alien is fucking back to life, dude. The alien has been resurrected via sick beats. I can't tell if they're torturing this thing or if it's just like having a good time dancing. Oh shit. Puking up that King Gizzard. You know what I mean? Oh man. Okay. Okay. That made me very happy to watch. I feel that's like, that brought back some old King Gizzard emotions for me. That made me feel like I remember the first time seeing the video for Planet B, just kind of getting the notification on my phone and being like, what is this? And it's just a full on like thrash metal song from my favorite, psych rock band. And this was a very similar experience music video wise, visually, as that was probably, as interesting as that music video, as well shot. This was way bigger budget, cooler, had a lot of different vibes, but the song as well. I'm going to have to keep listening to that song without the video accompanying it, but like watching that video and hearing that song, like, it's so 90s electronica, techno, rave, and I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff, especially bands like The Prodigy, and Fat of the Land, especially that record, and that's what I'm getting like big hints of. So that's very cool. The techno vocal, I'm not that into, like just the robot voice. I think everyone in King Gizzard has a great voice. I like Stu's voice. I like Joey's voice. I like Ambrose's voice especially. I'm hoping that they are able to find a path within this instrumental construct that can fit, what they do best, and, not, this whole album isn't just filled with, vocals that are like so overdone with robotic effect. And I hope, I do hope there's some guitars on there too, but that song didn't feel unlike King Gizzard. I just felt like there wasn't a lot of them in there. It could be anybody, but if you told me it's a King Gizzard song, I'd be like, oh, that makes total sense. But I don't think I would put together if you didn't tell me that's who it was. It's a little bit anonymous, I guess, when it comes to their sound. But like, there's things you pick up on in there, like, the repetition of the name of the song and just, some of the melodies. It's a lot like, I talk about it all the time on the show, the scene in The Matrix Reloaded where they're in Zion and, sweating and fucking each other with their Matrix holes. I enjoyed that. I mean, that whole experience that's an experience. Watching the video, hearing the song, that's an experience. Putting that song on, I'm not sure how much I'm going to put that song on to listen to. It doesn't have it's a cool techno jam, but it doesn't have the badassery as Firestarter or Smack My Bitch Up. It doesn't have the riffs in there, or Breathe or something. It doesn't have the thing to latch onto like a lot of techno and rave music does. There's probably a lot of Joey influence on this record because he did have a dance electronica project called Bull Ant. I'm excited for this. I think that was cool. I think this is a cool return for King Gizzard. It's, not unlike stuff they've done before. They've definitely dabbled on this type of techno before. It's been hinted here and there on songs. But this is probably, the long-awaited, full-on, balls-to-the-wall electronica record, and I'm pumped for it. That's it. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Did you like how weird that was? Are you, disappointed by this being so electronica forward and not as psych rock forward, or are you just you're just a Gizz head, you're just a Gizz supporter, and you're gonna support what they do? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok for podcast clips and comedy skits. Get the shirt in the description and subscribe on Patreon, $5 a month for weekly bonus content. We put it out every Sunday, and we usually watch some sort of show that was on VH1 circa 2002 to 2006, and we just, we talk about it. So go check it out. Thanks for watching. It's I Quit My Band. My name's Nate. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.